Hello, world. Thank you for coming to my channel, The Life of Poon. How are you doing today? Because I'm feeling good. I am feeling great, fabulous as ever. And by the title of this video, let's get started because, time is of the essence. So, I just wanted to speak about how I shut my family out because of my own insecurities. And it had to teach me something. It had to teach me that relationships is what matters most and that I really can be affected by it, good and bad. And I did myself a disservice by shutting myself out to people that truly cared for me and went out searching for that love that I was imagination getting from people that didn't truly care about me. So it was like I was running from those who were close to me and I had a bond with because of my insecurities. So I went out into the world looking for that love, but basically I wasn't ever going to find that love because I wasn't noticing that I already had it surrounding me. And it was because of my insecurities of what people said and did to me in the past because I didn't know how to forgive, I didn't know how to let it go. And it was certain things that stuck with me because of my insecurities of my past. And I just, like I said, I didn't want to let it go. And I thought I let it go, but ultimately I didn't because it was still in the back of my head. And it was something that I had to learn that I have to forgive and fully forgive by just not acting like it never existed, but acting as such that is beneficial for both of us so we can move forward. Like for them to acknowledge my feelings and for me to express my feelings so we can move forward. And I just didn't want to do that. And I didn't want to speak. I didn't know, I didn't have the language to speak it. So I can't really put the blame on anyone. But at the time, I just wanted to put blame on them. Hopefully that made sense. But I realized recently that I was shutting myself out to my family members and people that was closest to me and I had the most connection with because I just felt like they don't understand. They don't fully love me because they can't fully accept me and just felt as though like I was out here in this world alone. And that was far from the truth because even though I am a lone wolf, like I can survive, but ultimately it was those connections that I had with my family that was so loving and so caring that it made me feel horrible. Even though that I'm strong enough on my own, it's still one of those things that I wanted that connection. I wanted them to be there with me. And ultimately, I wasn't seeing that they was there with me because I was just always in my head. I wouldn't even come to them for things that they're there to help me with. I wouldn't come to them because I would feel like a burden. I would feel as though like like I said, they wouldn't understand. I would feel all these negative aspects instead of just opening up to them and letting them have a piece of me. But I was so scared of showing that piece of me and that side of me simply because I didn't want to be judged and simply because I was holding on to things that people said and done, and I didn't want to acknowledge my feelings and I didn't know how to speak my feelings. But going on my journey today, I had to realize that they are there for a reason and that they ultimately help me. Yes, and in the same sentence, they can ultimately bring me back down if I allow it because I hold them so close to my heart. And I had to realize on my journey that they've been around me the whole time and I truly love them. And I had to realize that I'm not alone, and I can't play that victim role of being like I'm this loner and I'm doing it all by myself, because I had to learn how to ask for help. I had to learn how to speak my mind. I had to learn to speak my mind in a positive way. And I had to learn to come back and rely on them for them to like show me that I was only in my head. I was only in my head feeling like I wasn't loved because of my insecurities. And I had to realize that. And I hope that my story can help you out in any possible way that it can, because it's not cool. Like, yeah, you can be a loner, you can be a lone wolf, but ultimately, if you're feeling alone, like that's something that is not always the best feeling. It's not a good feeling at all. Feeling that you're just alone and that no one really cares, I guess. Because it's far from the truth. Don't feel like that, because it's people that care for you, it's people that love you. And yes, everyone won't like you, and you don't have to like everyone. That's just the world that we live in. But don't just feel like you're nothing. Don't feel like your family holds you back. Don't feel as though like a lot of those negative aspects, because don't put them all into a category like that, because like I said, it's people that love you, it's people that care for you. And that's all I'm gonna have to say on that subject, because I really realized that I was shutting myself out from my family because of issues that was going on in my head that wasn't even real. My feelings wasn't even real. And that's what sucked the most, and that's what I had to learn on my journey today, because it was one of those things that I didn't want to let go. I didn't know how to speak my truth, and I had to change. And it's a lesson in every journey. So that's why every obstacle that you go through, just try to realize the lesson, because I ultimately felt at a low point coming back and relying on my family and just relying on them. I felt at a low point because I was so used to doing things on my own that, like, on this journey here today, it made me realize that I'm not alone. It's people that's around me that care and fully see me want to do good. And I can't always have that chip on my shoulder, not trusting anyone, because that's doing me a disservice in this world, because it's people that truly love me. It's people that truly care about me. And yes, it's evil people out here, but I have the discernment inside myself to know who's evil and who's for me and who's not. And I hope that you realize the same thing, that if you go in this world and just don't trust anyone, yeah, it may seem all cool and dandy, but after a while, it's just like, yo, that's not you looking at life in a negative aspect, sis, bro, whatever. You really are, because it's people that truly love you, it's people that truly care about you. And I had to realize that, because I truly care and love everyone, even if you don't like me, because it's okay. Because I know that we're all still learning and we're all just still adjusting, and it's really fine. But love your family, love your friends, because ultimately they love you. And if you don't have that support system around you, then maybe you need to check yourself, because I had to check myself. That's all I gotta say. Poom Poom has spoken. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Do what it do, baby girl, baby boy. It is what it is. Love you.